Hey guys, it's gonna be a quick one today, just because I'm short for time. It's 7:55 p.m. today. It's Tuesday, the 11th of November. Um, yeah, I'm only thinking of streaming for like half an hour because I have to go to training. Um, was it? Make sure I do a morning stream is gonna be like a very big kind of priority now in my books because I forgot it. Well, I not forgot to do it, but like I haven't woken up to do it in the last like few days, so I really need to start nailing down on like those streams. Otherwise, I'm just not gonna get enough done. Um, I'm kind of tired today. I'm kind of feeling like sluggish. I didn't go to bed till late because I don't know why I couldn't sleep. Um, but yeah, let's just see what we can get done. I'm gonna carry on making notes. Where's my thing? Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, hold on. What the hell has happened? Right. What the fuck? Am I stupid? Okay. This is pissing me off now. There you go. I'm not gonna go over my notes just yet. I may later, just off stream, but I'm short for time, so I'm just, yeah, I could look. But that's been ticked off. I've basically just came in. I came in at like probably 5:40, and it's now 5:57. So like I've put my bags down, got something to eat, and then basically started. So I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't left it too late. But anyways, let's do it.
In the beginning, like this snowball, it's not getting very big because there's a very small surface area. But over time,
Oh yeah, by the way, I did wind it back a little bit. Just so like 30 seconds or something, just so I can catch up with like
gradually, and
what we
then
were
like it
looking
gets
at
a little
before.
bit bigger, and then suddenly there's like a point of literally in physics, it's called point of critical mass, and the snowball just gets massive really quickly. Like the surface area increases, which means that it picks up more snow, which means that the surface area increases, which means it picks up more snow, and then we have this thing called amplification occur, where it gets really big really quickly, but it takes a long time to get big enough to start getting big quickly. That's what an exponent does, and time is an absolutely beastly exponent, and I'm going to show you how to use it and become a millionaire. So, okay, strap yourself in for a bit of a intellectual, abstract adventure, for lack of better words. So, knowledge, memory, and time. So, there's a few things that we need to have to become successful, and a couple of them are knowledge and time, and the rest of them are pretty self-explanatory, so we're going to focus here. So let's talk about knowledge and time. So knowledge is basically really just learning and remembering what you need to know to become successful. And time is basically just, I don't know why that's in bold, time is basically the period or sequence of events that brings effect out of cause. So what is time? I mean, that's a pretty damn scary question to try and answer on the spot. But if you think critically about this, time is basically, it's a dimension. And what that means is it's a space that we can use to observe the world. In essence, it's a dimension, right? It's really the definition of time. And what it is it's basically a sequence of events. Now, we have obviously standardized time into years and days and weeks and hours and minutes and seconds. But think about this for a second. Days don't really exist. Okay? Hours don't really exist. They exist because we think they do.
Yeah,
But there's no...
that's true. That's like a 7-day work week. Like, why is it 7 days? Why do we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
By
I mean, Saturday and Sunday is our weekend. Like, why can we not have like a 12-day work week?
biological structure that is an hour, it's not real. It's not like an ocean that you can point to and be like, oh, that's a thing. Like we created these words like hour, second, etc. to do something called standardization, which is where you use words to give meaning.
Wait. How do you count a second? Like, I can't. Well, yeah, time really doesn't exist, does it, man? That's kind of crazy. Like, a second. Like, what?
Two things,
So
because
I don't know why I'm deeping that so much.
imagine not having like hours. Imagine not having a calendar. Like, I mean, we used to not have a calendar until like the Romans came along, and things kind of sucked before a calendar. Because how are you going to meet someone? You're like, oh yeah, I'll meet you when the sun is in the sky at 60 degrees. But then you realize that 60 degrees in the measurement of an angle is also an abstraction that humans have created to make sense of the world. So without these standardizations, we get into a little bit of trouble. And so time isn't hours, it's not days, it's not weeks, it's not years. That's just how we understand it, and that's how we perceive the dimension of time. But what time really is it's basically just a sequence of events, okay? Now, knowledge and time, they have a pretty tricky relationship. And the reason I'm explaining this to you is because there's a real big pitfall for you to watch out for. And if I don't help you watch out for it, you'll fall into it and you will fail and your business will die. Okay? And it's all to do with knowledge and time. So knowledge and time, they don't get along very well. Okay? They're in a bit of a toxic relationship. They kind of need each other, for the person, the conscious mind to manifest a goal, but they don't really get along. They don't like each other that much. And this is because as a human, your memory really sucks. Okay? So remember, knowledge is about learning and remembering things. And the thing about memory is it gets worse with time. And so when we apply time to memory gets worse. And what that means is that over time, you forget things and therefore your knowledge decreases and gets worse. And so, look, remember, the entire world ticks on cause and effect. Okay? And it just, that's how it works. So what's going to happen is this. You're going to put cause to effect, but it's going to take time for that cause to create the effect you desire. The problem is that as time goes on, your memory gets weaker. Now, you might be thinking, Charlie, well, why is that a problem? Why do I care? Well, eventually, if you were consistent over time, if you've done what you need to do, then the cause that you've done will create the effect you want. But by that point, you'll have either given up or switched to something else because it didn't work or it wasn't happening fast enough. These are some pretty common ones that we can just highlight in blue. Or you won't know why it happened and just put it up to luck, fate, or chaos. So let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to go through the Imperium Academy, okay? And what's going to happen is a year from now, 3, 4, 5 years from now, okay? If you, 5 years from now, if you haven't made a conscious effort to come back to these videos and to relearn and remember them, you will have forgotten them, I promise you. And if you don't believe me, then pick any non-fiction book you've ever read. Oh no, not even that. Pick any class you ever took in high school and pick a subject and tell me 10 things you know about that subject that would have been taught in that class. You can't remember, okay? And I don't want the excuse of, well, I just didn't remember it because it was just for an exam and I wasn't going to use it in the real world. It doesn't matter. Pick a book that you love, your favorite book ever that you've read time and time again. Maybe you haven't got one, but pick a podcast episode that you've watched over and over again, or a documentary you've watched over and over again. Pick that book or that documentary or whatever, or that podcast. In that book, what does it say on line 7 in page 123? You don't know, right? That's kind of normal because you're not going to remember all the pages, but what if that line was really damn important? You're going to forget things. Same thing with your favorite movie. What happens at 1 hour and 41 minutes and 37 seconds? You probably don't know. You could give me a general answer, but if whatever happened in that movie was crucial to the success of your life or crucial to a certain thing happening that you wanted to happen, then you need to remember it. And so I know that what's going to happen with this program is if you're not continuously trying to remember what you've learned, you will forget it. And so what's going to happen with a lot of people in this...
Hold up. I actually do have my phone on my desk. I am on Snapchat at the moment. I'm being a bum, guys. I'm being a fucking bum. Wait. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna set a timer for 20 minutes because that's like how long I need to, like, from when I need to go.
program.
So if training at 6:30. Fuck. I'm so tired, man. Okay.
I hope it won't be you. It shouldn't be if you're listening. Is you're going to go through the program, and then after 6 months, a lot of people will have given up, or they will have switched to something else. And they'll have switched to something else because they'll say, oh, this didn't work, or it wasn't happening fast enough. Oh, I tried Charlie's consulting program. It didn't work for me. And then it's like, well, really? Like, why not? Oh, it just wasn't for me. It just didn't work. It's like, well, what do you mean it didn't work? Because there's other people in the program that are getting results. So this sounds like a you problem, not a program problem, right? And the other kind of person that it will happen with is, like, if they don't remember this program, then they'll go through the program and they might get results, and then they won't remember why. They won't be able to attribute it back to the program. So this is very abstract. So let me give you a visual, okay? This is really important to remember. Like, if there's one thing to remember, it's this, okay? So look, things take time to work. This program is going to take a good year or two of consistent reminding and consistent action for you to actually become successful, okay? And I've told you this multiple times already. It's going to take time. The work you do today won't have a true major exponential effect for many years. You're not going to see the benefit of watching this video and remembering this video and applying this video for maybe like 5 years. I mean, hell, like 50 years. Like, you're not going to really see any absolutely, multi-millionaire, billionaire level 9-figure plays probably for 20 years, maybe 15, 20, 30 years. But even like getting to 6 figures, like, you're not going to see that happen for like maybe 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 36 months. Like, well, no, that's way too long. 6, 12 months, 18 months probably, okay? So for example, the one cause that got me to where I am now was quitting my apprenticeship and starting my own business. So there was one little action I took, nearly 8 years ago now, 7 years ago. And that action has compounded over time and got to the point where I'm now making $10 million a year. Just one little action, butterfly effect style. One small thing. But I'm now making $10 million a year. And the good news is that I can remember, what made that happen. But a lot of people, they don't remember the things that got them to where they want to be, and this gets them into trouble. So I know that right now this might not make complete sense to you, and this might seem really weird, and you might be thinking, well, how the hell, why is this going to happen? It will all become clear in a second, I promise. So look, here's how effect works over time, okay? So this is obviously an exponential diagram. You should kind of be familiar with this, at least somewhat. This appears everywhere in life. So we have effect on this axis and time on this axis. So we have the cause here, which is something happening, okay? Like me quitting my apprenticeship or you starting this program. And then we have the effect. So the effect isn't that big for a long time. Like this is snowball down the hill stuff. Like that snowball's not going to be very big at the beginning. It's going to take a long time. 80% of this time-based diagram is just very slow growth, painful slow growth, excruciating growth. And then suddenly, bang, out of nowhere, we hit this point of critical mass, a feedback loop kicks in, which I'll explain later, and we have this wild effect. And so we know that causes take a lot of time to affect. This is called latency, okay? It's delay. Causes take a lot of time to do this. Like this program, you're not going to see great results. It's like, I'm a month into doing it and it's not really working. Like this is what happens with these people who either give up or they switch to like drop shipping or OnlyFans management agencies, God forbid. It's up to you what you do, but swiftly moving on, like people that move on to like, oh, I'm going to start an Amazon FBA business, or I'm going to start like a video editing, I'm going to do this, or I want to like get into sales or whatever. I don't know. Like people switch and people change, and really what they're doing is they're giving up. And what they're doing is they're giving up during this point here because they think that it's not working.
I'm gonna say this now, okay? Being dead ass, okay? I will genuinely watch these videos, this collection of videos over and over and
Because
over
the cause is
over and over and over and over and over again until I'm at least making £10,000 per month. If these videos can't make someone £10,000 per month, there would not be like as many people in here as there is. I mean, there's 20k members. Okay, Charlie Morgan's like not stupid. Like, the reason why this course was created is so I can buy his next one, which is Easy Grow.
it's just
Obviously,
taking
this is free, but like as long as even if I see the most slim, fucking little bit of progress, I will keep going. And even if it's no progress, you know. I know what I want, and I know I'm not gonna stop. So
a lot of time to build
yeah.
momentum to go whoosh. And 99% of people, they give up before this little thing happens because they didn't have the patience, the foresight, or the wisdom to understand that the cause just needs a little bit of time to cook. And sometimes that little bit of time can be many months or many years. Like I've said, like
But my dad's in my room.
you're not going to see
Okay.
10K a month next month. I mean, some of you will. Like the odd person will just come through and break the paradigm and just crush it. But for most of you, it's going to take like a good year or two of consistent, painful work, building, and then something will click and you'll hit a point of critical mass, like a certain client or a certain milestone, and then bang, like it'll fly up. Now, why the hell are we talking about memory then, if it's about effect? Well, let's plot memory over time. So on this axis, we have memory. On this axis, we have time. And then we have the cause, and then we have forget. So, we've got cause and effect, but we've also got cause and forget. And so what this means is that in the short term, like in the immediate short term, your memory is really good and your recall is very high. But human memory is pretty terrible in the long term. As time elapses, we tend to forget things. And if you don't believe me, what were you doing when you were 7 on the 18th of June? I don't know. Like, what was the first name of your maths teacher in school, in primary school or elementary school? Because you would know it. Like, someone would have, said like, Helen, can you pass me the binders? But you can't remember, right? Maybe you can.
I feel like it was Matthew. No. Fuck, I can't remember.
Maybe you can. But this is an example, right? What did you eat for dinner 3 Wednesdays ago? Once again, you probably don't remember, okay? And it's cause and forget. And so what happens is our memory gets exponentially worse over time. And so, today you learn this stuff in the Imperium Academy. And tomorrow you're going to remember it real damn well. Maybe for the next week or two, couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, you're going to remember it. It's going to be fresh in your mind and you'll be remembering it and everything will be good and you'll be acting it out and you'll be getting success and getting what you want. But then pretty damn quickly, out of nowhere, like whoosh, you forget it. Like just bang, gone, forgotten. And then, by the time you get here, you've completely forgotten it. Like think about this for a second, man. Like woman, person, like everything you've ever learned, you've forgotten 99.99999% of it. Because to remember everything would be absolutely insane. You'd be like, to consciously be able to recall every single moment of your life would be, I don't know, it's not really possible. I mean, maybe it is, I don't know, but that just doesn't make sense, right? So what you need to learn to do in life is find the things that you need to remember that are really damn important and just never forget them, never let go of them. Like your girlfriend's birthday, for example. It's a pretty big one. Don't you dare forget that. 'Cause trust me, I've done it before. It's not good. It doesn't end well, okay? So anyway, memory gets worse with time. I could probably explain to my ex-girlfriend, clue's in the name now, it's ex, right? I could explain to my ex-girlfriend about how memory works exponentially over time, but I don't think she'd be that interested as to my excuses. But anyway, so memory gets worse with time and effect gets better with time. So, Charlie, what the hell? Why do I care, right? Well, now we can see a problem.
Damn.
Because if we plot these two things together, we can see a problem emerge. So on this axis, we have memory and obviously effect. Memory is represented by the blue line. Effect is represented
So there's a point where you just
represented by the red line. And for those of you that have some intelligence in between your ears, which most of you do, I think, and will, you should be able to pretty immediately understand what this graph means and why it's a problem. Okay? What this means is that
that's not looking good.
Like, so you do something, you start a business, or you do something with the anticipation of making something happen in the future. And you do it, and it starts to curve up, and you start to see the effect you want. And then bang, suddenly you're here. But at the start, you remember what you were doing, but then after a while, you forget what you did. And so, like, this is why people get confused in their life. Like, your life right now is the sum aggregate of every decision you've ever made. Like, life to you seems chaotic and out of control. You're like, oh, why do I have these problems, and curse this damn universe, and screw you, God, like life sucks, like, or I don't know why I am where I am. But all that's happened is you've just forgotten what you did. So let me explain with an example. So today, let's say you make 200 cold calls. In 5 months' time, so you call 200 random clients to try and get them as clients. And then in 5 months' time, some random dude emails you out of nowhere asking you to sign up as a client. And you being you forget that this is a guy you cold called. You don't remember his email. You don't remember his name, obviously, because it was 5 months ago and you made 200 of them on that day. And so this guy emails you and you attribute this to luck, or worse, you attribute it to something else you did, thus forgetting what brought you the success in the first place. So when we do things that get us what we want, when by the time we've got what we wanted, we forget what we did. And so we tend to not repeat what got us what we wanted because we've forgotten that it got us that in the first place.
I feel like this is a good thing that I'm then tracking pretty much every single day of every week, of every month, you know. So I could literally now, yeah, I could literally tell you what I did on the fucking 8th of November. This is what I did. This is what I learned. This is what I, yeah.
And the same thing.
But also to include that when we do get onto like the parts where we're writing sales scripts or cold calling or cold DMing or whatever, like it will be like here, like it I will include this. It will be like, I don't know, like 81 calls made or something, like, or I'll have some like some kind of stat in there so I can actually remember.
Thing is true with bad things that happen to you. Okay, so let's,
or like if any of them, if I sign any of them, you know, their names will go down in some kind of spreadsheet. Or
say right now you're overweight. Or let's for example, let's say that you're in a really bad spot with a relationship. Okay, and this is like an exponential effect. So it's at the beginning your relationship was kind of sucky. It wasn't that bad, but it was just getting gradually worse. And then whoosh, like exponentially, your relationship just suddenly got really bad in the course of a month, right? Well, something happened years ago or months ago in the relationship that started off this chain of events to go exponential. And so you're here for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Not in the woo-wah, live, laugh, love, you know, maternal saying that girls use and some guys use to justify why things happen to them. Things happen for a reason because of cause and effect. And so if you're in a terrible place in your relationship right now, it's because of something that happened, something you did, or something they did, or something that happened that you didn't address. But you're now in this position where you're living this effect, but you can't remember what the hell you did wrong, or what they did wrong, or what happened that you didn't, you know, resolve, right? So I want to set your expectations. This program might take a good year or two before you start seeing real results. And the thing is like, if you don't remember to go back through the foundations and the mindset training, like when you start seeing the results, you're going to have forgotten why you got them in the first place. And the real results, like getting to 7 figures, becoming a millionaire, it's going to take like 5 to 7 years, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years before you become a millionaire with this stuff. And like, I can tell you now that this training program, if you see it through and you're consistent, will be the first action that creates the exponential effect of you becoming a millionaire. But because you becoming a millionaire isn't going to happen for goddamn 7 years, by the time you get there, you'll have completely, well, maybe you won't have, you shouldn't have, because I'm telling you not to forget this. But by the time you get there, you'll have forgotten, like, it was this information that got you there. And then, you know, you need to remember. So the best, most successful people, they remember what causes created the effect that they have or that they wanted. And so it's very imperative you remember this, because this is how we get into trouble as humans, is we do things today and, you know, they compound over time, and then we move into the future, you know, through time, through this dimension of time, and then we have a certain outcome, whether good or bad, and we have no idea where it came from because we forgot what the hell we did to get it in the first place. Okay? Like, you know, memory gets worse gradually, memory gets exponentially worse over time, and effects get exponentially better or, you know, increase over time. So if you do something now, you know, you'll remember what it is now, like you'll be fresh in your memory. But this is why people give up, right? Because, like, let's say that you're starting your consulting business, and let's say that up to here represents the first 6 months before, you know, let's say a couple of months before you get your first client. Like, you're going to start to make a little bit of progress in your consulting business, just a tiny bit, small bit of progress. You're going to get to here, you're going to be like, it's not working for me. Like, I've been in the same niche for 4 months and I haven't got a client yet, or, you know, I've been doing this for 6 months. I've only got 2 clients. I'm only making like $3,000 a month. I thought I was gonna be doing 10K a month by now. And then like, you know, you're just not giving it the time to cause to create the effect. And what's worse is that like if it does start to work really quickly, is you're going to forget why. So you have to remember this graph, okay? So fast results with this program are possible, and you should gun for fast results, but they should not be expected. If you expect to become wildly successful in the next few months, or by June when it's April, you're setting yourself up for failure, and it does not work. So a lot of people do this where like, you know, they'll come into a program like this and they'll say, oh, I want to be making 10K a month by, and then they'll pick a date that's like 2 or 3 months away. If that's you, I don't want to call you an idiot, because I know you just want the best thing for yourself, but you're being an idiot, okay? Like, you should gun for fast results and you should want to try and get results quickly, but you want to stop trying to do it in like the next month or 2 months, because it's just not going to happen, man. Because everything happens like this, okay? It's going to take, you know, it's like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 7 months, 8 months, bang, 1 year. Suddenly I'm making like, you know, multi 6 figures. Wait, why is that happening? I can't remember. You know, oh yeah, it was the foundations and the mindset training. If you want to know what like the biggest thing is with this, it's going to be the foundations training that this week, and then the mindset training. And the mindset training. If you want to know what like the biggest thing is with this, it's going to be the foundations training that this week, and then the mindset training. So week 1 and week 2, and probably week 3 as well with the expertise training. Like this whole program, like do not make them mistake of thinking this is a watch and done thing, especially the mindset training. The mindset training that I used to do when I was becoming successful at the very beginning, I revisit still every 3 months. And I'm not joking. It's like 20 hours of training and books and stuff that I reread continuously. Like one thing I use to work on my mindset is Discourses by Epictetus. It's a book by a Stoic philosopher, transcribed by a historian called Arian. And I read that book once every 6 months, and I have done for the last probably 10 years now. Because, God, I do not want to forget it. I would rather learn the right thing and not forget it than try and learn a bunch of new stuff. Like, once you have what...
That was the timer, by the way. Yeah, it's 6:30. It's 6:28 now, and I must get off now. It's a short stream today. It's better than nothing. Okay, at least I showed up for it, but it could definitely be better by getting my morning stream in. So that's gonna be something that we try for tomorrow. But yeah. Here are the notes I made. It's not a whole lot, but yeah, tomorrow morning, because we have more time, we'll probably go over all of this basically from the whole of like 1.3. Yeah, is that the start of 1.3? Yeah, it is. So we'll go over it from this down. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight though, because I get from training so late it's not even funny. But yeah, I hope everyone's had a nice Tuesday, and I should definitely, probably, hopefully, I will see you guys tomorrow morning, because fuck that, we're gonna get through it, we're gonna do it, okay? Anyway, goodbye guys.